Hey, Summit Inner Circle. It's your girl, Sharika, the founder of the Total Woman Summit. The last time we talked was probably in October of 2019 when we were being very nostalgic about the summit that had recently passed, where we were sharing quotes, your feedback, and the all of the beautiful photos that you ladies took and all of your testimonials about how the summit was transformational. And then for those of you who were like, where did Sharika go? She fell off the grid. Actually, I didn't. I had a lot of life happening to me right after the summit. A lot of things popped up. I had a couple of people get sick. Just a lot of back to back to back life situations that were happening. And so I needed to take a step back and really care for me and care for those family members of mine that were being impacted. And so I practice what I preach. I don't try to pour from an empty cup, and I don't subscribe to that because I learned the hard way. And then once I got smart, I stopped doing it. And life taught me that. And that's really the message that I try to convey to many of you. So that's really the purpose of this, because I was thinking about how do we care for our summer inner circle sisters during this time, because I am concerned about you. I'm concerned about the many of you that are working on the front lines, that are putting your lives in danger and spending time away from your families because you don't have the option of working from home, because you are in healthcare in whatever capacity, whether that's support staff, whether that's actually caring for patients, whether that's caring for the people that are caring for patients, or making sure the facility itself is sanitized. For those of you that are working in retail, for those of you that are working in education, for those of you that are working in whatever capacity that requires you to put your life at risk so you can help the rest of us continue to go forth. I want to first say thank you. I want to say thank you for caring enough. For those of you that have been impacted by this financially, for those of you who may be struggling, for those of you who are just really struggling with the fact that you have to stay at home and work from home, you don't consider it a privilege. You actually are frightened by the length of time that you have to stay at home and feel like the walls may be closing in on you, or you feel like you're overwhelmed with trying to care for children and trying to educate children because you didn't sign up for homeschooling. For those of you who are like, how do I stay strong for them and still encourage them and create some sense of normalcy for my family, for my children, for those who depend on me, for those of you who wear the burden of being the strong friend or the level-headed person in your circle, or for those of you who are at home alone, who are feeling very lonely. I just wanted to let you know that I'm thinking about you, that I care about you beyond the summit, and that I am really praying for you every day, covering you, carrying you in prayer, because I myself have my own concerns about what's happening with this virus. I am not immune to having family members and loved ones and friends that are on the front lines that are exposing themselves every day. I myself am concerned about the lack of leadership that we have and the direction that we're going in. And I am a woman of faith, and you all know that. You know, I'm a woman of faith, but I have my concerns. And so I am also human. And so I have to do certain things to make sure that I am not in a place where I am feeding into anxiety, where I'm not allowing what is happening around me to overwhelm me, where I am trying to make sure that I am protecting my space, I'm protecting my ear gates, I'm protecting my eye gates, I'm protecting my mouth. I'm making sure that I get the amount of news and information that I need to know, but not going overboard. So I just wanted to spend a little time sharing with you some of my tips and recommendations for how you can do that too. Number one, I have to say, you are going to have to really protect your ear gates, your eye gates, and your mouth gates. Now, what do I mean by that? This is not the time to spend all of your time watching every version of the news. It's just not. Not that I'm saying you should be ill-informed or uninformed. I am simply saying that the news actually runs on a rotation cycle. So you can choose which version of the news you want to hear. Do you want to watch it in the AM or do you want to watch it in the PM? Number two, you're going to have to decide how much time you're going to spend on social media. Again, still in your eye gates, really thinking about what you're doing, your eye and your ear gates. How much time are you going to spend scrolling while various people are feeding into you their reactions and responses to COVID-19, which is a very real threat, which is a very real virus. And lots of people are being impacted, and we're losing people. It's just the truth. We are losing people. And the impacts are on both sides. Number two, what are you saying about it? Are you spending a lot of time on social media talking about it? Are you spending all of your time on the phone talking about it? Are you listening to other people constantly say the same story over and over again? This is not the time for that. I would strongly encourage you to really govern yourself. When I say that, I mean you're going to have to manage the amount of time that you're spending on social media. You need to give yourself an amount of time, and if you can't manage yourself, and if it's too much for you to discipline yourself, then I would strongly encourage you to consider taking the apps off your phone so you don't have that immediate access to it. Then if you are talking to the negative Nancy's, or to the folks that are in a complete crisis and uproar over this, that's not where you want to spend your energy. If you are overwhelmed trying to be the strong friend, you need to tap out. You need to clock out on that, hang that cape up, throw it away, retire it, do something. You need to do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself. Many of our mental health professionals are certainly spending their time right now doing teleconferences. They're doing telesessions. They're offering the same sessions that your doctors would offer you in this same format, where you can talk to your qualified medical health care providers and you can get a session. Most of you who are in corporate America, you have what is called EAP, Employee Assistance Programs. So you can get up to 4, 6, 8 sessions. It really just depends on your employer and the way your benefits work. You can get those for free at no cost. That means you don't have to pay a copay to see someone. This is not the time for you to be getting your mental health care from friends who are also experiencing anxiety and overwhelmed, for you to be listening to family members that are not getting the proper care, for you to be trying to get coached and counseled through people that are on the internet that you don't know, that don't have the credentials to do that. This is the time for you to lean into those that are professionally qualified and credentialed to help you through this crisis, so they can give you coping techniques so you can maintain your sanity. And not being okay is okay. You can be a person of faith and still not be okay. I would strongly encourage you to go and listen to the video that I did on It's Okay to Not Be Okay. You can find that on my website at sharikahimes.com. You can find that on Beautifully Spirited Women, their Instagram accounts, because I actually participated in a virtual summit for them. I actually have the link below for you if you are viewing this in the newsletter, or if you are viewing this on social media, because I want to make sure that you are caring for yourself. I want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because you are the most important thing. Remember, at the Total Woman Summit, that's what we practice. We practice that self-care is our top priority. We practice that it is okay for us to take care of ourselves. And I want you to know that. And I have a special, I'm working on something really special for you right now. I am overjoyed. Listen, I am full on Total Woman Summit nostalgia. You see, I have my 2019 shirt on. And if you guys want to know what's coming, you can actually visit the Total Woman Summit website. I have all of 2019, relive that moment. I'm getting ready to start releasing some highlight reels so I can start spreading the good every day. So I can start sharing some really good, encouraging information, some of the highlights, some of the great conversations from folks like Dr. LaShonda Massey, who talked about us about being the pilot and how we got to check some luggage and we got to carry on some luggage. Talking about Amy, about how we can make friends and snackable bites, and people like Roquita Coben Williams, who talked to us about being women under construction. And then from our panel, who talked to specifically specifically Danielle Lombard Sims, who talked to us about making the decisions for our lives and the cost of success and how we have to let go of toxic relationships. And then last but not least, the conversation that we had about being your authentic self with Dr. Angela Anderson, Michelle Calhoun, Candace Morgan, and myself, and how we talked about that. So just stay tuned. I have those coming for you. So you're going to want to start really paying attention. If you're not signed up for the newsletter, you want to sign up for the newsletter. Go to TotalWomanSummit.com, or it's actually just easier to go to SherickaHymes.com, SHERICA Hymes, HYMES.com. Sign up for the newsletter and sign up and put your phone number in there, because I'm about to start sending inspirational and informational text to you to just keep you encouraged during this virus. So I am just checking in. I wanted to make sure you were okay. Make sure that you were soaring, make sure you were thriving, and make sure that you are flourishing in the place that you're in. Take care, and until next time, I'm out. It's Shericka.